Hey, this is Eric Lingenfelter. Welcome to my id.
It's Eric Lingenfelter Destroys.
Welcome to the inaugural edition of Eric Lingenfelter Destroys, my Monday evening audio blog where I just do little quick hits of stuff that I've been thinking about over the past week. Let's keep it short and sweet, and we'll get right into it.
Glenn Beck isn't into that.
So on November 12th, on his radio program, Glenn Beck said the following real thing.
The greatest thing that I have going for me is I have no lies in my life. I don't have lies in my life. I pay my income tax. I pay my bills. I'm honest in all of my business dealings. I try to be a good guy. I'm not always a good guy. I try to be a good guy. I try to be a good parent. I don't drink. I don't take drugs. I'm not even into child pornography. I'm not only not into child pornography, I'm not into pornography.
All right. Now, even if you love Glenn Beck, and full disclosure, I do not. I despise the man. I think he is the living embodiment of everything that is wrong with political discourse in America today. I hate him with a fury and a passion that is equal to or greater than the Westboro Baptist Church's hatred of everything that is not the Westboro Baptist Church. That is how much I hate Glenn Beck. But even if you love Glenn Beck, even if you think he is the greatest political commentator on the earth, you have all of his books, you never miss a show, you would never even think of getting your information from any other source, you have to admit that rant took a weird turn. I kind of wish he kept going with that train of thought, though. Like, I'm not only not into child pornography, I'm not into any pornography. And not only that, I have never strangled a baby. I've never strangled anyone, man, woman, child, animal, plant, or object. I had nothing to do with Jonestown, though Reverend Jim did have some good ideas. I did not blow up Tower 7, and the only reason my fingerprints were on Lee Harvey Oswald's gun is because I went back in time in the time machine I will have invented 50 years from now, and I wrestled it out of his hands. But Kennedy was still assassinated by the CIA, and that is why you can't trust the government with your health care. Now, local traffic.
Bristol and Brandy inside my TV. DANCING.
So I guess Bristol Palin beat Brandy on Dancing with the Stars a little while ago. I found out about that because there was this woman who works with me who this event destroyed her life for about 20 straight minutes. She was like, I can't believe that fat bitch beat Brandy. I'm gonna fuck up her Facebook page. And I'm sitting there trying not to laugh while she's raving about this. Because, this is where we are as a society right now. How dare you beat someone I don't know in a contest that doesn't matter? I will leave catty comments on your wall until you get mildly annoyed and block me, and then vengeance will be mine!
Come together, right now, MP3.
Oh, glorious day, you have arrived! The Beatles are now on iTunes! I can't wait to buy all that music that's been widely available on every single format for the past 40 years, again, for the first time. Man, when that was first announced, it was like the biggest story on CNN other than Prince William getting married to his girlfriend, which, why do we care about that? Sidebar.
William in the Middleton.
Didn't we fight the revolution so we wouldn't have to give a shit about the royal family and their little tea parties or whatever? I get it. It's a famous person getting married. I understand. It's newsworthy for about 2 seconds. Prince William's getting married. Whap-a-ding-dang, doodly-ding-dang-doo. In other news, yet another coal mine collapsed, prompting the question, how many times is this shit gonna happen before we finally get serious about safe, renewable energy? With more on that, here's no one, because that story makes us sad. Boo-hoo. So now, back to Bonnie Prince William and the future queen of fairyland. Seriously, why do we care? I want an answer. Well, the reason we're interested in this is that Prince William has been abstaining from any and all sexual contact with this lovely young woman since he started dating her. So it's our hope that his first marital ejaculation will be copious and voluminous enough to flood both Iraq and Afghanistan and drown all of the insurgents, which will allow us to end both wars and bring our troops home. Good answer, self. All right, now what was I talking about again?
The Beatles.
Thanks, creepy voice. So, like, the Beatles. I get it. The Beatles are a great band, okay? But they didn't cure any diseases, they didn't end world hunger, and they didn't bring peace to the Middle East, so there's no need to wig out like Jesus came back every time Paul McCartney farts.
Searching and seizing for jollies and teasing.
All right, I saw a poll on CNN a couple of days ago that says something like almost 90% of Americans thinks that airports should be more secure. How could they be more secure? I mean, we already have X-ray machines, we have metal detectors, there's full-body scanners, people that feel you up, but I guess since we don't have cameras attached to halos that are drilled into our skulls that monitor every move that we make every second of every day, there is still the possibility that we're up to no good. So, safety first. And you know the exact same people who are like, keep the government out of our lives, are the people that turn around and just go, Mr. Government, Mr. Government. Oh, what is it, young patriot? The brown man looks scary. Oh, what would you like me to do about it? Search his boom-boom hole for bad things. Well, if I search his boom-boom hole, I'll have to search everyone's boom-boom hole. Yes, search everyone! Keep me safe from everything! Okay, well, let's start by searching you. What? Do I look like a terrorist? This is an outrage! So the point of this whole thing is that the chances of you dying because Mohammed al-Shabat turned his dick into a time bomb are slimmer than a Polaroid of Kate Moss. So relax, take a breath, and think of all the other ways that you could die, like a heart attack or stroke or cancer, some kind of degenerative disease, car crash, falling off of something high, getting mugged and murdered. You know, all the other ways that you could die that are way, way more likely than you dying in a terrorist attack. Just think about all that until you're paralyzed with fear, so you can't leave your home, so you can't bother me.
Rape my mother, please.
So I'm going to end this by turning a lens on comedy itself. One of my least favorite things in comedy are comedians that really make a huge deal about how offensive they are. Like, that's enough to be a good comedian, you know? Like, I like to push the boundaries of what society thinks is acceptable. And then, like, 99 times out of 100, they get on stage and they're just like, so I was eating at my sister while she miscarried, and I thought to myself, all women should be raped with knives. Am I right, people? This guy knows. You know, I'm not against offensive comedy, though. I'm just saying that there's a huge difference between Jonathan Swift writing about eating babies to make a point and some disciple of the Dice Man grabbing a microphone and saying, yeah, so I was fisting my girlfriend, like not in a pussy but in a face because the bitch can't make a sandwich. Oh!
The end.
So that's it. This has been Eric Lingenfelter Destroys. I have been Eric Lingenfelter. I put this shit together myself, and if you don't like it, fuck you, do your own, and do it better. I'm out of here.